I'm calling for a media blackout when this IceMan album drop. Once again, I'm calling for a media blackout when this IceMan album drop. And what I mean by that is, I don't think any of us should make YouTube videos, react to the album in any way, shape, or form on this platform. That's just how I feel. You see what I'm saying? And before I get into breaking down why and all the different stuff, I just want to say, I'm not mad if you choose to decide to react to the album. I don't think the YouTube subscribers and the people that support us should be pointing fingers and saying he's compromised if they react to the album or nothing like that. I don't think so, especially because some accounts are purely reaction channels. So, of course, take that opportunity, do what you got to do, okay? But what I'm saying is, I think we've reached a point in time where this has very serious implications. This situation in hip hop right now has very serious implications, bro, and like ramifications. We've reached a point in this territory of this lawsuit where it is very clear that this dude is trying to decimate the art form in whatever way, shape, or form he can, even if he makes it become to where people look at artists who are in this art form as liabilities. Whatever he got to do to crush the very same thing that he feels rejected by, I think he's going to do that. He is a man on a vindictive mission right now. And with every dose of attention we give his music, now the key word is music, I think it's important for us to document everything that Drake is doing right now. Because 10 years from now, they're going to try to rewrite the history. There needs to be a perspective on the other side of what Drake was doing in real time. So that people who are growing up that go back and look at, because this is like the 2016 finals. We're going to talk about this forever. So the people who are coming up and go back and listen to old YouTube content to get takes on what was going on at the time, we got to document the bullshit that this dude is doing. That's how I feel, right? However, we do not have to react to the music. We do not have to react to the music. He's hoping that what we do and talk about with these antics will translate to us also reacting to the music. We do not have to react to the music. The music is how he's going to get back into good graces and rebuild his brand. The antics are not doing that. They're just steps to try to help build his brand. So I'm not saying people don't react to the antics, right? Or break down the antics for future listeners and future audiences and people who might not understand fully. But the music, the IceMan album, is what he's going to try to use to put himself back in position. I'm trying to tell you. I'm pretty sure it's the last album on his contract too. He's trying to put himself back in position. With our reaction to this album and validating this album by giving it the attention that he wants, I think he doesn't mind it being hate on the album, boom, boom, as long as we are pushing the album. And I think we are at a point in history, in hip hop, where we got to ice this nigga out. We got to ice him out. Every time he drop music, we got to ice him out. Now, let me get to the why. I posted this tweet saying I won't be reacting to the IceMan album either, right? And you see it's got a whole lot of engagement, 265 comments that are very related to a bunch of Drake fans. I'm telling you, like, I've never seen Drake fans attack a tweet of mine like this. And I've tweeted a whole bunch of different type of stuff. They sent this to Twitter group chats, Discord chats, all types of stuff to discredit this tweet and try to put energy around this tweet. People saying, we don't care if you don't react. You think you got all this stuff. But the fact that so many of them are reacting to this tweet in the way that they are, it shows that they fear that the content creators on this side will ignore the album. They need us to react to this album. The position that Drake is in, he not only needs them, he needs us as well. He needs both sides. Now, I want to show y'all something else, okay? I want y'all to check this out. They say that me tweeting that didn't matter so much, right? But the tweet made it all the way to TikTok. The tweet is doing numbers on TikTok by multiple Drake content creators. And I've tweeted all different types of stuff. The traction that this tweet is getting is crazy. And I don't think that's on accident. I think the traction this tweet is getting is because they fear that our content creators, people who are creating content on this side, will ignore this album. They're trying to get on me early to discourage people from having the same sentiment. A lot of people saying, oh, he's going to secretly listen to it. Oh, let's bookmark it. They're hoping that we help push the album. Even with us reacting to the music in the past, and by the way, I did not react to Sorry Songs for You. I also didn't react to What Did I Miss? So I'm just saying in general. But even with the reactions that our community was giving them, it still couldn't stand its weight. The song still couldn't hold up like they usually do. And I'm telling you, if we pull that rug, it will look even crazier. Drake's entire career has been based on numbers, based on being the top guy, based on dominating charts, quote unquote, right? Because of that, if we pull the rug from him and don't allow him to reestablish himself with this album, I think we can make a huge difference in the imagery, in the idea of what Drake is. I think that is, this IceMan album is the final opportunity for Drake to put himself back into good graces with the music thing. It's his final opportunity. It's the reason why he's going to rock with the streamers and all this different stuff. And then when we start having the conversation about, and I'm gonna make a video on this soon, you feel me? We're gonna talk about this. We gotta stop acting like this is just about a battle, and there ain't a whole bunch of federal going on that side, and people involved with people pretending to be, you know what I mean? Look, we're gonna break that down. I'm not gonna do that in this video. We're going to break that down. And it's gonna be a masterclass, okay? Because what we are witnessing right now is very, very similar to what we've seen when it comes to any type of movements that involve the liberation of the black mind, or the liberation of black expression, or moving towards that, or community building, organization. We talking about a dude who was at the pop out having all types of gangs from different hoods in the same room. That is terrifying for the side that we're gonna talk about soon. That's deeper than Drake and all of them. It's the curtains behind them, right? There's a whole nother side to this that people aren't talking about yet, or often, and we gotta talk about it. Because once we do, we'll recognize, bro, giving this dude attention on his music is detrimental on multiple aspects, on multiple avenues. You see what I'm saying? And we can't allow somebody who has a history of abusing his power to get back in position while he has all this hatred for our genre, because he will use that same power to decimate it even further. I'm telling you, there is no telling what this dude is willing to do. There's no telling. He's losing everything. He's crashing out. The people are not listening to the music as much. He's losing money. His reputation is fried. He is going to do everything he can to take everybody down with him. That's not limited to Kendrick Lamar. That's limited to people like me and you. They put Screwface in the lawsuit. They're trying to put the energy out there. We don't even want content creators to speak on shit without having a finger on it. And when you got all this shit going on with Trump and it's looking like free speech, right? It's starting to be genuinely under attack, and it's been under attack. But I'm saying, when we start silencing journalists, and I'm not talking about strictly us, but we're silencing, when the political government, when the American government is silencing journalists, when the American government is eliminating entire crews of journalists in other countries that rhyme with Rasta, right? We have to understand this is a concerted effort on multiple fronts to change the dynamic of this country and push it towards what they want to push it towards. They've had a grip with Drake and being able to manipulate the music with his lineage. Those same people amongst that lineage are trying to manipulate the rest of the world and gain more. Let's talk about that a different time, okay? We know what they did last time I started talking about that. But we gonna put a whole video together. But what I will say is this: I think it's our responsibility to cut off the lights when it comes to this. When it comes to the album, we shouldn't react to that album. I'm not saying don't react to the antics or the bullshit. We gotta document the history so that the people know what was going on. We gotta document this side of the history. But the music, we don't have to do that. We don't have to do that. We do not have to do that. Okay? I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Like, comment, subscribe, especially if you're new here, especially if you've been here. If you ain't seen my Chains and Wits freestyle, I think you would love it. And the reason why I think you would love it is because multiple people love it. And it's gotten a lot of dope cosigns. So check that out. You see what I'm saying? If you on the side of hip hop, we got to start moving with it. We got to start moving like that. We got to. We got to start moving like that and be a little more strict about this shit. All right? I appreciate y'all. Love y'all. I'm going to catch y'all.